let's go. All right. Hello, guys. Welcome back to Unpack Your Bag Podcast. I'm your host, Tony Perks. And I have the great honorable, one of my good friends who I've known back in, 2015 to 16. Yeah, 15, 16. So we're going on about five years now of a pretty good mentor friendship with my buddy, partner in crime, Scott Westbrook. Give it up, everybody. Let's do a round of applause for this great man. How you doing? Man?
Doing well today. Today's a good day.
Yes, I heard some exciting news for you. Yes. This sounds like a good day. So before we get started, why don't we give like a quick little elevator pitch on who you are, what you're about, and what you do. Okay? Take it away to Scott.
Quickly, born in Houston, Texas. I moved to the Detroit area when I was 3. I have 2 great parents, and they were way overachievers. I'm a person that has talked his way into the United States military, did a lot of silly things overseas, came back, went into sales, sold quite a few things in telecom, insurance, cars for about 2 days. I don't have patience for that.
2 days, really?
And then, 2 whole days. And then went to nursing school where I met the one and only Tony Perks. Nursing school was hilarious all by itself. I'm not built for that. Then I came back and went back into business. I started a company where I do some public speaking, educating those who need to make some tough choices. And I go in and I speak to different groups about making good choices because there are your choices.
This is true.
And then just walking around, being the father of 2, newlywed again, and trying to live life and smile.
Wow, that was very interesting. I can see you did a lot of things in your life. Very wild, diverse set of things you've done.
It keeps me out of trouble.
So question, what would be your favorite occupation after trying and tasting so many different things in life? What would you say is your favorite so far that you've done or you're currently doing or you wish you can go back to? What would you say so far have you done the most that is your favorite?
I think my favorite job has been working for MLS, the Major League Soccer.
Okay.
Because that was a joy of mine. Soccer is a passion of mine, and getting paid to goof around in sports, I think, is one of the best things that you can ever do.
For sure.
Between that and designing marketing materials for films and the entertainment industry, it's kind of fun.
Okay, what would you say your most exciting career choice was? As far as it kept you on the edge of your seat, where maybe you weren't sure if you were qualified, you didn't really know, but you made it through. What would you say is your most exciting?
I think the craziest thing that I ever did and got away with was being able to help cut trailers for a very successful movie that I thought wasn't going to go anyplace.
Wait, so you got to cut the trailer? Like you actually edit the trailer?
But yeah, I had a hand in what should be shown to the public.
Okay. For
a little movie called NWA. I don't know if you heard about it or anything.
Really?
Yeah. So we worked on that project and got a great check from them.
All right.
And that was something I talked my way into doing because I told them basically you got to cut a trailer to make NWA appeal to white people and make them feel safe about going.
Wow, that was a good insight because that movie did it pretty well.
Yeah.
Pretty well, understatement.
The check was good.
Wow. Okay. Dang. So I didn't even know you had a hand in that. That is so crazy. Wow. Okay. Let me ask you this. What is the thing you did? This is totally sidebar. What is the thing you got in the most trouble for when you were a kid? And please don't say your mouth because we already know you got in trouble for that.
Yeah, I got in a lot of trouble with that. I funny you say that. I had a tendency, I liked fireworks.
Okay.
So I would build fireworks into, the old plastic models and then light them, and then blow them up basically.
Oh, really?
My mother told me not to do that in the backyard. So of course I did that in the backyard.
Sorry,
it was good all the way until the fire started.
1 second.
And then
one second. I hear a phone. and I can't figure out.
Yeah.
My bad, guys. Sorry. Anyways, continue. Sorry, phone was
Oh
on.
no, blew up the stuff, and then a small fire broke out in the backyard. Yeah, I got grounded for a summer.
Were you at your house?
Yeah, I was at my house.
So you decided to light fireworks off in your backyard with your mom not telling you to, and you almost caught the damn house on fire and your backyard on fire?
Well, I waited till she went to work.
You should have got your ass beat. Please tell me you did.
And I did. Yes, I did.
Back when whoopings were still legal.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow. I'll never forget that phone call. She said, "Do you know what your son did? That boy lit the backyard on fire." As she's talking to my father. My father said, "Is he still okay?" And she said, "I want you to come home." And I was like, "No, don't make that man come here." That would that wasn't a good day. I got in a lot of trouble.
I'm sure you did, because the way you are as an adult, I can see why you got in trouble as a kid. You know, because what do they say when you're 7 years old? From 7 years old on, you were pretty much the person you're going to be for the rest of your life, mostly. So if you were
pretty much
doing stuff like that, I'm surprised that you're not in more trouble now. So just don't get in trouble.
No comment. Yeah, trouble is way below average. Getting caught way below average.
Yeah. Just trying to get caught. I guess do the bad stuff, just don't get caught. Because once you get caught, it's kind of that's the problem.
Yeah, you're downhill from there. You're in trouble.
All right, so let's get into some more little deeper topics, because I want to bring some value.
Sure.
We're gonna go a little bit of race for a second.
Sure.
But as you being African American male in the United States, have you personally, with your walk, encountered a heavy amount of prejudice or racism through all the career endeavors that you've experienced? And if so, can you give a brief story about like kind of what happened and how you dealt with it?
Sure. Being outspoken, being able to speak the language of Caucasian, there are times
greatly
that in my corporate climb, I became a national account manager for a company called Sprint. Mm-hmm. Our vice president had a problem with me being the face for Sprint for entertainment in Hollywood. He didn't think I fit the bill, even though I'd closed a lot of business like Sony Pictures and Paramount Studios was mine. And he didn't realize that I was meeting with all these other people. Mm-hmm. And he was literally shocked because I was just a name and a voice on a phone. Uh-huh. But you should have seen the look on his face when he saw it was me.
He's like,
he was one of those, oh, you're Scott. Yes, I am. Oh, yes.
I'm not.
And then after he met me, I got transferred out of the entertainment and I got handed Ticketmaster.
Really?
As an account. Yeah.
Really?
That's called, that was basically the death of my career there because nobody could do Ticketmaster. Nobody. It was impossible.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Wow. That's crazy, dude. And how old were you when this happened? Like, or what was like the year roughly or age?
What was that? That was 19. That was 94, 95. I had just come back from the Gulf.
Okay, gotcha. Wow. So question, since like you've experienced some sort of racism and stuff, like obviously with your story and everything, do you feel that racism is a leading indicator of African Americans being held back in today's society? Because I hear a lot of times we're talking about, we have like, there's a whole, racial injustice right now, and like things are kind of coming up to light with slavery and how blacks being treated and stuff. But my motto is personally like, I hold myself accountable to my actions, and I don't like to give excuses for anybody or anything. So do you feel and agree with the narrative right now that like, we're in such a held back spot because of racism particularly, or do you think that there is some of it is a lack of accountability?
Two sides. I want to answer your question directly. Okay. I think there is a lot of lack of accountability, and follow me here.
Okay.
I think that African American families
Mm-hmm.
who have become dependent upon, let's say, the social system,
Okay. Okay.
have looked forward to things that it's become an expectation,
Mm-hmm. I understand
not
that.
just a moment of time of help.
Mm-hmm.
And I personally think that is a great way to control a whole group of people
True.
disguised as help.
I can
Here,
understand
let
that.
me help you. I'll give you only X amount of dollars per
Mm-hmm.
month, and you figure out how to make it work. I'll give you
Mm.
X amount of dollars for food. Figure out how it works.
I see.
And we're so intelligent as African Americans, we do figure out how it works.
Mm-hmm.
But that's all we're going to give you. And if you get a good job that makes enough money to keep you broke, well, then we'll just take all that stuff away from you.
Ah.
Do
Ah.
we as a people really want to go through the pain? Because we don't share well.
That's true.
We just
That's
don't.
true.
As a people, we just don't share well. I
Yeah.
mean, they don't share well in Africa.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
what I'm talking about is that a way to control a group of people is design a social system that
Mm-hmm.
keeps the poor poor,
Ah, I see.
unless the ones are courageous enough to go hungry,
Mm-hmm.
to go without until they can push through to the other side.
I see.
And it's hard.
I agree. I agree.
I mean, I had an EBT card.
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm.
BOBT 323. That was my number. I'll never forget it because I
Wow.
was at a low point. And I
Understand.
remember not trying to make enough money to keep that card because I had to feed kids.
Ah, I see.
And then common sense said, "What are you doing?"
So
Some
it's
friends of mine said, "What are you doing?
yeah.
What the hell are you doing? Suck it up and go get it.
Right,
Be
right.
hungry. You don't have to have cable."
That's
Yes, it's
true.
hard.
That's true.
It's really, really hard.
It is.
And
I can
sometimes
understand.
you just got to go, go to where they hand out food for free. It's not
Right.
forever.
Right, right.
It's
And
not.
I agree with you. And I think that like um there are a lot of people that like depend on it and rely on that handout more than just a this is a time to get off your, help you get off your feet more, and it's like a lifestyle. And I do agree
Yes.
with it will take it will I think that if if we decided to say no to that, it will be hard initially and it will uproot
Mhm.
and make a lot of people uncomfortable. I'm not saying this will be the only factor that will change the dynamics, but this will be a
Correct.
factor is um it will be able to make you accountable to the things you do because there's no safety net necessarily.
No.
There'll be no and like that's the hard part because a lot of that comes from being uncomfortable. And do you really want to be uncomfortable? And as a people, are we ready to get uncomfortable? Because to me, it sounds like, a lot of the general population is like we're comfortable with the idea of being victimized, and not comfortable in the sense that we want it, but it's what we're used to and conditioned to. That
Yes.
changing that would look like having to uproot yourself from a lot of things that you're doing and a lot of things that you're
Yes.
holding on to. But the hard part is like, do people really want to go through the uprooting process? And
Right.
that's the problem I'm finding because I'm a that person that likes accountability. And for you to give me an excuse that someone did something, which there are cases when like completely stops you, but then if you're gonna let someone get in your way of what you really are dreaming to do, then I don't know if it's
Mhm.
necessarily really a dream because a dream I'm not gonna stop until I get there unless I die.
Correct. Correct.
So that's the problem I see. But a lot of times people don't want to hear that. They don't want
No,
to
they don't.
hear. They don't want to hear that type of be accountable and do things for you and stop depending on people to save you who aren't trying to save you in the first place. You know?
No.
So
They keep you down. They really
yeah,
are.
yeah.
And this isn't new. This is in my family when I was raised. My grandfather, he told us like that's why they didn't do welfare
Right,
because they
right.
were not going to have the quote unquote man
Mm-hmm.
tell them how much money they can make,
Mm-hmm.
what they can eat,
Yep.
and where
Yep.
they can go.
Yeah. Yeah. 100%.
So that's was my family mantra, and I know not everybody has that,
Yeah.
but
I
hey,
I
I've
want to.
screwed it up.
Yeah, I want to ask you. Do you think that a big indicator of success is having two parents in the home? What are your thoughts on the success rate compared to having one parent versus two parents? Do you have, just so in your personal experience, have you seen any correlation with that, or what are your thoughts?
Yeah, my thoughts are that two parents who can coexist in the
Mm-hmm.
house
Mm-hmm.
is best,
Right. 100%.
because then the children get an idea of, both sides.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
People only Young people follow only what they see. So if they see a strong woman going to work, coming home, cooking, cleaning,
Mm-hmm.
really running things at the house, well, then girls and sons are able to do that.
Mm-hmm.
If they're able to see the father figure in the household go out, work hard, be kind of like a steadying influence,
Mm-hmm.
and be the man role,
Mm-hmm.
well, I think the child has an opportunity to be more balanced.
Right. I agree.
Not taking anything away from especially single mothers out there, because
Mm-hmm.
it's hard to
Mm-hmm.
be both.
It
You
is. It
can't.
is. Even as a
I mean,
single
you can
father, you
try,
can't.
but
You
you
know.
can't. Yeah,
Yeah.
you
Mm-hmm.
can't. I mean, both one of the things that you and I share is that we were single fathers. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, shoot, I got full custody of my girls in 2010.
Right. Right. Mm-hmm.
And a black man in this state getting full custody of two girls. Are you serious?
Yeah, that's very odd.
and then and
Amazing.
then having to raise them,
Yeah.
and then having to reintroduce their mother to them.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
What does that
Wow.
look like? I
Yeah.
mean, am I going to be the person to say, "Oh, you can't go over there anymore," just because I don't agree with her and she's just a touch crazy?
Right. Right.
Well, no, that would, I let them now. They're older now. That
Uh-huh.
make their own decisions.
Right. Understand.
So
Understand.
I can go to sleep. Yeah, I can
Yeah.
go to sleep knowing that I didn't take anybody from anybody. But
Yeah, for
when you
sure.
win, you win.
Yeah, and I understand that, and I do agree that both parents in the picture is the best, but it may not always work out that way. I mean, obviously we know this,
Right.
but ideally it's good to always have both male and female, guidance in there, because there's only some things
Yes.
I can teach my daughter. Like, I don't know anything about periods. Like, to be honest, like, I can't. If she had one, I would be like, go sit on the toilet and wait. I don't, like, I just look, read. Well, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's some things that I just can't do as a man that I will never be
No,
able to.
you cannot. I'll
And
tell you a quick story. My oldest child, we were
uh
driving on Sepulveda Boulevard
huh.
in just over the hill, just
Okay.
over
Okay.
the hill.
Okay.
So we're headed to gymnastics practice. She
Mm-hmm.
goes, "Dad, yes, I think I'm in my period." I'm thinking,
You
period?
think you're on
Are
your
you?
period?
What do you do with that? What do you do? Do you? She didn't know. I didn't
You're
know.
not gonna go
I had
find
to
out.
call my mom in the back. She's in the back of the car. So I called my mom. Mom, what do I do?
I called my mom to find out if my
That's
daughter was on her
right. I
period.
called my mom. She told me what to get. She walked her through the process. Oh, yeah, I
Oh
was
my.
done that day. Done.
Oh my gosh, you called your mom. That's great. That is great.
I sure did.
I would have done the same thing. I'm not gonna lie. I don't, like, honestly, if that happens, I don't know what I'm gonna do, because, like, even knowing that I'm preparing for this now, potentially, there's still, like, I would know if, like, because I have a wife now, we're married, but she'll
Yes.
take that department. But honestly, if she wasn't here, I don't know what I would do, because I would just be like,
Okay. All I got to say
sit
is
on the
this:
toilet
when they,
and wipe
yeah,
until we can put a diaper. I don't know. It's not my expertise for sure.
when they send you to the store to go get some,
Uh
and they have two different kinds, and you have 20 feet of these daggum things, And you had best get it right the first
Oh
time.
my gosh.
Take the package with you. Because if you don't, you're going to choose wrong and they will send you back.
And you don't want to go back.
Worse yet, they won't send you back. They'll say, okay, I'll just keep these later. Go back and get the right one. So then you're going to go back to the store to buy more.
Oh my gosh. Why don't they just say the ones you need? I mean, as an adult, as adults, tell me the exact thing.
Why make things simple?
Oh my gosh. That's the story of my life, bro. I cannot believe that. Oh my gosh. So yeah, hopefully this doesn't happen to me. I'm just put my fingers crossed, pray to the Lord, and hopefully, Michaela's gonna deal, you know what I mean? But okay, I have another question for you.
Sure.
Do you, because we gotta wrap up, I know you gotta leave in a few minutes.
Yeah.
So do you find it important to be self-aware of yourself and your triggers? And if you do, say yes, tell me why it is that you think it's important.
Yes, it's extremely important.
Okay.
Because until you can control your triggers, you can make a mistake that can cost you your livelihood, your family, everything that you have. Mm-hmm. It took me a long time to actually acknowledge my triggers. Mm-hmm. Because sometimes as men, we think we're stronger than this or stronger than that. But there are a few triggers that I have that are non-negotiable. Okay. And I'm a confrontative type person. Okay. And unfortunately, I mean, you got a chance to see this. I have a problem with condescending people talking down to me as if I'm stupid. Right. Yeah. I will remind them that I'm not stupid. Mm-hmm. I will hurt their feelings. And that's not necessarily always in my best interest. Right. Uh-huh. True. But knowing that, I now can just totally de-escalate the situation. It's like, well, okay, that's your opinion and you're wrong, and then walk away. And leave them with nothing.
So questions, because I really want to hit on this. What made you identify that as a trigger? Like, when did you realize, like, this is a trigger for me? Like, what was the catalyst or a situation that you recall that's like, maybe I have a problem, or maybe this, like, what was it for you?
The fact that I could get so angry at someone else who wasn't angry. Mm-hmm. They're just living their life, but I'm the one mad, and I had high blood pressure, I had all these physical problems, right? And I was causing it myself. And I'm a control person. I refuse to turn control over anymore, but I had to realize and find out what I was doing to lose control. And once I got it, well, then, I became the ass that you see in front of you.
So there's a lot of value in identifying your triggers.
You have to do a deep dive upon yourself and be real with yourself. Mm-hmm. Because there are certain things that I have done and I thought were cool, but they weren't. And I knew they weren't as soon as I did them. I see. But for acceptance, people do things for acceptance, or maybe this is something I should be doing, even though it doesn't feel right. Maybe I'll adjust. Well, no, if you know inside your soul it's not right, it's just not right. Yeah, and being able to be strong enough to say, you know what? No, I'm not doing this. Right.
Even against the grain of stuff. I agree.
Yes. Yeah. I do things against my idiot test. My idiot test now is watching this show, 90 Day Fiancé.
Oh my gosh. I watched that show.
Okay. I've been lately. That's the thing. I just watch these people make poor decision after poor decision after poor decision, knowing full well someone who the producer of the show, that network, is making a fortune off them, making themselves look like asses.
Oh my god! Yeah, that's true.
Think about that. Think it through.
This is true.
You chase after someone you don't know, you marry them, and then you're surprised there's drama.
Yeah, it's like,
and then dumb people watch it.
Yes,
watch it. But yet some people live that, and then that goes into the whole social media thing. People comment on it like it's real. Say mean, hurtful things. Yeah, but yet it's not real. It's a TV show. Okay. Why is that an issue? Why?
I have a question, and this is going back to talking about control before.
Yeah.
Why are you so geared in having control? Like, what do you think your internal deep like seated reason is for having control? Like, do you just not want to get caught slipping or something, or do you like want to make sure you're always ahead? Like, what do you think it is for you for like wanting to have control? Because I have some of that too in some areas, but
yeah, it's simple. It's comfort.
Gotcha.
And what I mean by that is, if I'm controlling the situation, I know it's going to enter because I allowed it to enter. Right. I know what the response is going to be and what I'm going to accept because this is my space.
I see.
I know that in raising children, I'm going to raise them this way. They're going to learn this because I think that's right.
Right.
And, you know, when you let all these other outside influences in, that's where problems start.
I understand that. And it's hard to do that, like to not let influences outside because, like, you know, we have like family members and friends, wives, girlfriends, whatever, even kids, you know, that can't influence you to do things that you didn't agree with or didn't necessarily want to do or don't agree with, like in your core values, you know. And it's something that it's like sometimes I still struggle with, you know, as a human. I'm pretty like certain about stuff, but there are times where I find myself battling those thoughts of like, should I, or, you know, I wish I would have, you know,
right,
compared to just being okay with the decision I made regardless, you know, because at the end of the day, you got to realize, like, when you make a decision about something, you're basing it on what you knew at that point in time. So, like, going back and saying, I wish I could have, it's like you did the best based on what you knew at that point.
Right.
You know?
Right.
And so that's something I've been trying to learn how to do more, is just, like, be a little easy. Like, I'm pretty chill, but in my head, sometimes I'm, like, I kind of reel on stuff. And so now I've been realizing that, and I'm trying to get back to where I'm just, like, carefree, you know, just, it is what it is.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. I go by this adage, can I sit with myself and be happy? Because when you can do that, that means that you're comfortable with the decisions you make. Sometimes I'm uncomfortable. Like today. Today I signed papers for a piece of property that's more than I've ever spent before in my life.
Oh, wow. I can understand.
And it's kind of daunting. But yet I wanted it, and I questioned myself, but yet I'm doing it anyway.
Should I continue on? I understand. I had those thoughts because I was thinking about buying a property, and it was like way out of my price range. And my thing is like, if I do it, I'm going to do it only if it's based off my sole income, because I just want to feel like if my wife's not working, I'm fine either way, you know? So that's how I base it. So yeah, I was looking at something and I'm like, there's no way I'm doing this right now. Like, no way. I can't, you know? So I understand.
Yeah. I the decision-making process was very, very close. We had to come up with a chunk of money and to get it down low enough that, you know,
you can afford it.
She's not working. I'm doing it. So, and it's okay.
Gotcha.
And it's okay.
Yeah. But I'm glad to see you're doing well, man. I'm really glad to hear from you. You know, you look good. How old are you now? Because people sure want to know what this chocolate skinned brother, how old he is.
53 years retired today. So I apologize for the bags.
53? You look about
53.
60. Nah, so you look pretty. You don't even look. You probably like early 50s, maybe like 40s, late 40s. You look pretty good, man. Honestly.
Yeah, I'm a little scruffy. I feel like Tony Perks about 3 weeks ago when they show.
You know, it's funny. I shaved my beard too, and I was devastated when I did it because it was a lot bigger. And I was devastated the moment I realized I cut it too low. I was like, so now it's going back. It's going back now. So I'm gonna get a big one, you know, just for you, Scott. For all the people that can't grow beards, I'm gonna do it for you.
As they say, peace, love, and hair grease. Enjoy.
Thank you. You know, and by the way, guys, I got that slogan from this man right here. So thank you, Scott, for my outro, because it always works out well. You know, it's just smooth.
You know,
when you heard it, I started laughing when I first heard. I never heard that before. I'm like, who is this guy? Who the heck is this guy? That's my first thought.
You have and I kept on telling people, you have no idea what you're dealing with. You just don't. You just don't know. Don't let that nice talking guy fool you.
Yeah, don't let the corporate voice let it be known. Like, hold on. And you know, it's funny. Before we go, because we're gonna wrap it up in a minute. 'Cause I know you got to go, Scott. The whole your Caucasian voice. That is a real thing, because I will tell you, nobody on the phone. I'll give you one. I was talking to this lady. It was a patient, and everything I do is telephonic now. So I'm talking to her. And we were having a good conversation. I could tell she was black, you know. So we're talking, and she's like laughing at my jokes, whatever. I'm doing my assessment and stuff. And then she was like, what's your name? And I'm like, Anthony. And then she's like, what's your last name? I'm like, Perkins. And she's like, oh, Perkins. Oh, okay. And then she was like, wait, what's your nationality? And I'm like, I'm black. And then she was like, you're black? And then she's like, and she's like, oh my God. And he's like, honey, he's black. He's black. Oh my God, we got him with us. I started cracking up, man. I laughed so hard. I was like, wow, you know what? I really fooled them. I really fooled them for sure. So they can never
It's
tell.
real.
So yeah,
it's
real.
A real
thing. Honestly, she was so excited when she found out I was black. She's like, oh, he's black. Oh, that's right, brother. Okay. And I was like, all right, for sure. Cool. You know, she's a real sweet lady, you know. But yeah, that Caucasian voice thing is a real thing. So
yeah, it is that. And, the closest thing I don't do is skateboard, but that's a totally different topic for a totally different day. I still got to have that conversation.
Oh
with
my
you.
gosh.
Between that, I have actually 3 subjects I really want to talk to you about.
Okay.
The first one, do you remember when we went to clinicals and one of our classmates, Chris, talked about something that happened early in the morning?
I said, it is 7:00 in the morning, dog. It is nowhere near time to have a conversation about what you were doing last night. Okay. All the shit you just said at 7 in the morning was way too much, bro. Oh my God.
And we'll never forget that.
Oh
never,
my
ever.
God. I was like, bro, like, did you just wake up? Are you lit? Like, what's going on? Like, this is not normal. Oh my God.
Between that and the time we got pulled over, all of us in all white scrubs, being asked what we're doing. Oh, okay.
That's the day
and they couldn't believe that we were nursing students. How about that?
That was the day I found I had a warrant. I had a warrant that day. Did you know? I could not believe. I'm like, I have a warrant. They're like, yeah. I'm like, what? Oh yeah, we were all white scrubs, white shoes, white scrubs, white undershirt, all mobbed in this little car at the gas station, and we're supposed to be doing some crazy criminal activity. Like, all right, man.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, I forgot about that.
Pulled over for a registration that was current.
Right. That's what
that was driving while black.
Exactly. And I hate getting pulled.
No one else to say anything.
I hate getting pulled.
But you should have me on again.
Yes.
I hate to go, but I gotta go.
I know. I understand. We were 1 minute past your time. About 6 to 1 minute past your time. So it's okay. But thank you, Scott. I really appreciate it. It's okay. Honestly, for CP time, I've come a lot better. I'm usually never late to anything anymore. And I was like the person 3 hours late. So
it's your beard.
Thank you. So, but
it's your beard and getting married to a woman who expects you to be on time. If not,
she don't play. I'm for sure now. I'm good now, so don't trip. But Scott, thank you so much for coming on the Pack Your Bag podcast. I appreciate you coming in, tuning in, and shedding some light for some topics we got to talk about today. So I'll have you on again soon. Maybe in a few weeks or so, we'll reconvene and
be great.
We'll discuss some more stuff when you have a better time schedule. Okay.
Yes, we should talk about blacks in healthcare because I have some insights.
Oh, yeah, it's great. You used to do healthcare stuff. That's right. Okay, yeah. Cause you were. Oh, that's right. Okay. And I want to go over some motivational speaking tips and tricks and how to get more engagement in your audience and stuff. That's one thing I want to discuss with people too. Okay.
Sure. This sounds great.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Scott, for coming on. Thank you guys for tuning into this episode on Unpack Your Bag Podcast. I'm your host, Tony Perks. And again, my guest, Scott W. Westbrook. What are you, the third or the fourth?
I'm the fourth, sir.
The fourth. Okay,
get it straight.
I had to make sure. Number four, y'all. Until next time, guys, tune in on the next episode on Unpack Your Bag Podcast. See you guys. Peace, love, and hair grease. Talk to you soon.
Out.
This that shit, make it bounce around, make it dance around, make it lounge around. Now don't stop, come on.